Now, on today's podcast of the Lease Option Experience, I've got a special guest who's been doing real estate actually longer than I have, if you can believe that. And so he and I have never actually met in person, so this will be an interesting interview. And I've got a lot of questions I want to dig into, so we'll get this started. So, Mr. Joseph Bodek. Hello, Joseph. Do you prefer Joseph or Joe?
I answer to most anything, John. Hey, you works.
All right.
Joe works. Joe works.
Joe. All right, Joe. So, Joe, I got so many things I want to talk about here. I want to talk about the split-level houses. I want to talk about the guitars, the fact you're from Pennsylvania, the fact that you're computer challenged, and the coaching that you do. So I'm not even entirely sure where to start. So I'm just going to kind of throw a dart here and see where it sticks. So you have actually been involved in real estate for many, many, many years, and even your family, including, I believe it was your grandfather, is that right, or your father? Yeah. So tell us a little bit about the history of the family in real estate.
Okay. Well, basically, John, I'm not the guy that saw the late night infomercial and went ahead and purchased it, and the rest is history. That's not me. I'm actually third generation. My grandfather was a builder developer. My dad was a builder developer. As a matter of fact, he was one of the biggest builders of residential housing in the country back in the 50s and 60s, and actually the 70s as well. So my background actually started in conventional real estate, where he taught me, how to build houses, develop ground. I ran about 2,000 apartments for him. And so I built houses and did all that kind of stuff for a number of years. And so I've been in the business actually since 1971. I guess I dated myself. Okay. Anyway.
Yep, there we go. He dropped the bomb. There we go. So
anyway,
you went from Woodstock to real estate. There we go.
But I look good, man. I look good. You know what I mean?
You look good.
Right.
You look good.
So anyway, what happened was I went into some other businesses, actually the real estate business for a little while, and wound up coming back into real estate, came back into conventional real estate. I didn't really want to build houses anymore at that time. And that's basically how I got started. And in 94, I believe, is when I got back into real estate and started working in creative real estate. And that's sort of the history of how I got involved.
And so you had mentioned something about was your grandfather that really was the premier split-level house builder, or was that your father?
No, that was my dad.
Your dad, okay.
If any of your listeners out there are familiar with the split-level home, my father kept saying he invented them. I'm not convinced about that, but I know that he made them famous. He built thousands of them. As a matter of fact, he built 2,000 of them about 3 miles from where I'm sitting right now. And but I mean, he built row homes. We built, colonials. We built all kind of houses. But if you're in a split level, you're probably in one of his designs. So that's where the split level really came from.
What and so of course you're up in Pennsylvania, and I'm here in Texas. So in Texas, we certainly have some split level. It's just not very common, and I have to imagine, they're probably from the 70s, I guess, but they're not very common. What's the big benefit in a split level? Was it kind of like a sunken living room where it was just kind of cool at the time?
Well, yeah, but it gives you one of the beautiful things about the houses that he built was that you could alter them all kind of different ways because of the layouts. So, they had garages, and you could open the garages into the living room, which is, you're right, you had levels up and down level. But one of the things about his house is if you drive by any of his developments, you'll see that they've altered them quite a bit when you get inside. So that was one of the big things about a split level, the ability to alter the property.